this is how I bought my dream car at 16.
I'm the first one in my family to really make it. Thank God for that little bit. I found out that I had patience. And I knew I won't go far, cause I ain't never did no hating. There's some shit I still regret, but I can't go back and erase it.
Since I was a kid, I always loved cars. I would go to car shows with my dad. I'd go car spotting on the side of the street. And overall, cars are just a really big part of my life. I always wanted to get a sports car for my first car, but I just didn't know how I'd get the money for it. I'll get more into how I got the money for it in a bit. When I was 14, my dad bought a C5 Corvette, and I always had plans of modding it with him and eventually maybe getting it for my own. Unfortunately, a couple months before I got my first car, we ended up selling the Corvette. And that was kind of my last straw, where I knew that was like my reason to get a sports car for my first car now. So I did. Going back to Christmas when I was 11, my dad and I decided to open up a Robinhood account for me. I put like $800 into Ethereum and another 200 in Bitcoin, and that was all of my Christmas money and all of my savings up until that point. At that point, Bitcoin was like 26,000 and Ethereum was under 800, so a lot less than what it is now. And back then, I kind of was hoping that my $1,000 investment would get to like $300,000 somehow by the time I was 16, and then I could buy a GT3 RS. But obviously that didn't happen. At first, everything was going well. I was making money. And then when I was like 12, it started slowing down and I started losing money. And as a 12-year-old, losing money to something that I thought was really nothing kind of pissed me off. I still decided to buy more though. I bought a little bit more Bitcoin, a little bit more Ethereum, and something a little more safe, which was S&P 500. For the next couple years, I slowly started to forget about that account. I wouldn't really check up on it. I wouldn't add any more money to it. I just kind of let it sit. Eventually, in mid-2024, everything skyrocketed. I really wanted to sell, but my dad said no, and that kind of pissed me off. I didn't have a choice though, so I kept it in. And by 2025, everything kind of fell again. Of course, my dad finally let me sell. And even though I was still up from when I started, I would keep looking back at when I wanted to sell, and I kind of let that bother me because I would have been more up. Again, even though that did bother me, I was still happy that I made money over those 5 years. The moral of the story here is not to get mad at your parents for their marketing advice. The real moral is that you can always start early. Investing at a young age is the reason why I was able to get the car that I have now. And I'm super grateful to my parents for pushing me to invest when I did. The reason this is my dream car isn't because it's my favorite car, but it's because I was able to fulfill a childhood dream of getting a sports car for my first car. It's a little gloomy this morning, but we're still out to a meet. This is gonna be a golf and cars meet hosted by Illest. Said there's gonna be a lot of Porsches there, hopefully some other exotics, so we'll see what we can see. There's a bunch of cars over here. Definitely a ton of Porsches. Look at this one. So clean. The green color that's on it doesn't pop on camera, but it's like this really dark teal. It's so clean. This car, this is like my dream. I want an M3 comp so bad. Hopefully one day. The wheels are sick. Such a clean spec. And there's this black GT4 RS. So clean. The gray GT3 with the yellow brake calipers. That's so sick. Then over here we have like the vintage Porsches. This one's so clean. It looks sick. Looks like a little rally car. We have this one over here as well. Then we have this Carrera. This one's so sick. And then we have this one right here.
Last night.
With the carbon on top. That's so sick. GT2 RS. These things are so expensive. Some of these are like $1 million right now.
This is so clean. Then we have some of these other GT3 RSs over here. This white one's super clean. Has like a roll cage in the back. It's so sick. Then we have this GT4 RS, super clean as well. Then we have this GT3 RS. This purple is so sick. Such a clean spec. I want to get one of these one day as well, but I'm just out here in my 328i. But you know, I'm not complaining. Over here we have this GT4 RS with the pink color, like the bronze wheels, super clean. Then there's this 911 Turbo over here, super clean as well. We have some more Porsches coming in. Gray color is so clean on it. But honestly, that's about it that there is at this meet. Lots of clean Porsches. Super sick. Honestly, a pretty good turnout.